Welcome to another edition of Preps Preview. We have staff writer Kelly McElroy here, along with myself, staff writer Matt LeBlanc. This week we'll be previewing the lineup of Week 5 games. Hard to believe we're already halfway through the high school football season, Kelly.
It's amazing already at Week 5. We've got some big matchups, especially in District 8 5A. Starting off with Thibodaux at South Terrebonne, two undefeated teams in district. Obviously, Javon Reed, an explosive quarterback, going up against a really good defensive line for South Terrebonne, so that should be an interesting matchup right there.
Right, Javon, he's got a good wide receivers core out there. He's got Dylan Douglas at tight end who's come up with some big catches. South Terrebonne's got the rushing attack that they're historically known for. What about some of those running backs?
Yeah, I mean, you got Jacques Flores, who's a good player. I mean, you got a quarterback in Quentin Lered who can do a lot of different things. He can throw the ball. I mean, he can run that wing T offense. And talking to Coach Carroll early in the season, they weren't really happy with the way that offense has developed, and they really aren't sure exactly where they are offensively right now. We'll have to wait and see. I think everybody's kind of waiting to see exactly where South Terrebonne's offense is, but they can definitely run the ball and they can throw it out of that wing T formation. I think it's really going to be a matchup of possibly in the trenches. I mean, Thibodaux has a really young offensive line. Coach Laura was very happy with the way that offensive line has been performing throughout the season. And then you go up against South Terrebonne's strength, which is the defensive line. Last year, this was a really close game. It was a close game at halftime. Coach Laura said he was happy to get out of that game last year with the victory.
Right.
This should be an interesting one. The winner gets to 2-0 and is obviously going to be probably the team to beat from here on out after that.
Right, both teams coming off of big wins last week. South Terrebonne beat Central Lafourche, who was really one of the hottest teams in the area going into that game. Thibodaux beat Terrebonne. Those two teams played for the district championship at the end of the season last year. Talking about Terrebonne, this week they'll be trying to rebound from that loss. They're hosting South Lafourche. South Lafourche is going to be opening up their district schedule this week. They're 3-1 right now after 4 non-district games. And you take a look at this matchup. Last year, Terrebonne was a team that really kind of came out of nowhere and surprised some people, and they were in contention for the district championship until the final week. South Lafourche has had some difficult seasons there. I guess you can say they're a team that's looking to kind of replicate what Terrebonne did. South Lafourche is really 3 overtimes and 2 points away from being an undefeated team right now. There's going to be a bunch of playmakers on the field. You look at South Lafourche, they've got Rusty Barn. He's got 6 total touchdowns so far this season. And then Terrebonne, Mike Williams is the straw that stirs the drink at quarterback. He's got 10 passing touchdowns to 4 to Gerard Brown. What's your take on this game, Kelly?
South Lafourche is doing something special right now. I mean, if they can win this game, I think this would be one of the biggest victories in a very, very long time. I mean, it would put them undefeated in district, and it would automatically make them one of the teams to beat in the district. So I think it's just going to be, can South Lafourche, maybe eat some clock up, limit that Terrebonne offense, and maybe keep it close and go into the fourth quarter and have a chance to win. I mean, they're really starting to believe in what Coach Former's doing down there, and it's kind of a special time. Right.
Last week they had a few people in the South Lafourche crowd wearing shirts that said, "In Former we trust." And if he can beat Terrebonne this week, that'll really boost that following. But we also have another District 8-5A game, Central Lafourche and HL Bourgeois.
Yeah, HL's going to be at Central. I mean, at this point, it's just like all these games are huge. I mean, this is another big game for both teams. HL beat Assumption last week in kind of a slop fest, and a win by HL puts them at 2-0. And then, bang, they're one of the teams to beat in district. So, I mean, up and down every week is going to be huge games in this big district, 8-5A, and
right, we've talked about it all season so far. Central Lafourche is a team that's been knocking on that door to get in the playoffs the past couple seasons, and if they want to get over that hump, this is the kind of game that they're going to they'll have to win.
Like, Central does not want to go to 0-2. I mean, that could be devastating for their hopes this season.
Right, and we also have a Thursday night game this week.
Yes, we do have one Thursday night game. St. James at Salem, actually being played on Thursday night. This is going to be another tough game for St. James. They've been playing tough games all year long, and that should be an interesting game on Thursday night up in Slidell.
Oh, definitely. A couple other games on the schedule for this week. You've got Edie White against Bruley. Edie White lost their opener against Vanderbilt Catholic, but ever since they've decided to kind of refocus on that rushing attack, do the power running game, they've won 3 in a row. Another game, Assumption and Ellender. Assumption won their week 1 game to start off 1-0, but they've lost 3 in a row. Ellender's lost 4 in a row. So this is a game where both teams are really looking to kind of get off that losing streak, build some momentum for the rest of the season.
Yeah, the other remaining game we have in the area is going to be Harnville at Vanderbilt. Anytime you play a Harnville team, a Coach Lou Valden team, it's going to be difficult. Vanderbilt's going to have his hands full with a very good Harnville team on Friday night at Buddy Marcello Stadium.
All right, and that's another week of Preps Preview from Kelly McElroy and Matt LeBlanc. Thank y'all for tuning in. And the season's winding down, so teams are starting to distinguish themselves, get out, watch some good football.